I am taping again today.
It's only recording her.
We kind of had a similar, yeah, it's up here on me. I didn't record the last few times, so we're kind of doing a similar thing. So today I'm just going to update because we've made a few additions on Tuesday. So we're going to kind of stick with that, what we did on Tuesday. So we will begin by tapping into our breath, finding a nice, comfortable position. Allow your back to rest against the chair. Your feet can plant on the ground where they're comfortable, and your hands can rest in your lap. And begin to turn your attention and your focus inward, using that breath to keep your focus pulled into your body. Giving yourself this next hour to try to stay here in this moment, stay present within your body, and using your mind and body to find calm and peace. And anytime you start to feel your mind start to wander, you start to bring your attention to something outside of these four walls, outside of your body, you can gently bring your attention back by just following that air in through your nose and then exhaling back out, following that breath, tracing it in, watching that air fill up your lungs, your ribs, your back body, and then watch that air back out and allow it back out through your nose. Take a few more rounds of breath to bring yourself into this moment. If you're feeling connected into your breath, you can allow your head to fall to one side, ear to your shoulder, and then slowly circling it through center, chin to chest, to the other side. Maybe today just taking slow circles, pausing with your chin to your chest, and then rounding back over, ear to shoulder. Maybe a little pause there. And then circling back through. Next time you're in the center with your chin to your chest, we'll pause there for one extra breath. Feeling the stretch and the rounding through your neck and upper back. And on your next inhale, we'll slowly bring that head up. Using your back on the back of the chair to support you. We're going to slightly gaze up towards the ceiling. Not a full extension, not looking up as far as you can, but just starting to get some extension through the neck. Reversing all the forward looking down that we do. Maybe allow those shoulders to open slightly. And then we'll inhale and we'll return to sitting upright. We'll take this down to some shoulder rolls, maybe beginning backwards, one shoulder then the other, or taking both at the same time. And then maybe opening up those arms a little bit more, making nice big circles around. Feeling the opening through the chest, the rotation in the shoulders. And then we'll take that back to some shoulder rolls and you shrink those back down. And then we'll turn this the other way, taking a few rolls forward. And then as you warm those shoulders up, you can start to grow your circles, making bigger and bigger. Feeling that rotation all the way through. Kind of paying attention to your wrists and your hands as your thumbs come up. You can kind of rotate through those palms, getting a nice rotation all the way through your shoulders. And then you can start to bring that back down, shrink that up until it's just a roll of your shoulders. And then we'll take a few inhales and exhales, allowing our arms to go up with the inhale. And on the exhale, float those arms down. We'll take about 2 more rounds here. Inhaling up and exhaling down. On this next one, we'll keep those hands right up there. Give a little reach from side to side, pulling through those side bodies, through the arms, like you're climbing a ladder. Going nowhere fast, right? And then on your exhale, we'll allow them to float down. Roll those out a little. And then we'll come to our T. Again, palms can be up, down, forward, backwards, whichever way feels good, or maybe just flip it around a little bit. And then we'll reach from side to side. Really anchoring those hips into the chair so that you feel that stretch through the side bodies, loosening up all those muscles. If that starts to get to be too much on the arms, just allow them down to the sides. Take a little break on the arms. You can add them back in when you're ready, or just stay here. We're going to take the right arm, and we're going to give ourselves that hug, so hand to shoulder, reaching right around, pulling forward, so pull those elbows up towards me so you round through your upper back. You'll feel a little pull between the shoulder blades. And then if you'd like to add a little bit of circles here, just to feel that down through the trunk, through the side bodies. You can continue with that. I'm going to take this off because it's constructing my motion. And then we'll take one more time, just stretching those elbows kind of out and down in front of you to feel that stretch through that shoulder blade. And while you're there, take a nice big inhale. Feel those shoulder blades separate a little bit more, that air going right into the back. And then exhale it out. We'll bring the hands back out to our T. A couple of times side to side. And then we'll stop here. We'll take our rotation to the right. So going to the right, right arm goes back as far as you can. You can hold there or come back to center. And then we'll go back to the right. Take that a few times to the right, or just hold there in that little twist. Just beginning to wake up those muscles. If the arms start to feel a little tired, just allow them down. Bring them back up when they're ready. And then we'll meet back at center. And this time we'll take the left arm. We'll go on top to the shoulder, and then the other arm under, reaching for the shoulders. So here again, we'll take a little lean forward, maybe feeling this a little bit differently from side to side. And then we'll take a few circles if you'd like to add those in. take one more time where we reach those elbows out and down. And again, let's take that big inhale in, feeling that into the back, into the shoulder blades. Almost that little bit more of a stretching through the shoulder blades as you inhale that air in. And then exhale it out. And we'll open back up. We'll go to the left and the right. One more time. And we'll meet in center. And then we'll take our left hand reaching back and helicoptering back and forth. If it feels better to just stay in the twist, you can. Otherwise, we'll just take nice, slow motions, trying to warm up through the spine, all the muscles that pull you into your rotation. And one more time, then we'll meet back in center. And we'll allow those arms to fall right down to the ground. Maybe spread the knees just a little bit to give yourself some space. The hands can come to the ground or the elbows can stay right at the knees, but allowing your back to round and your head to hang heavy, whether the hands are on the ground or if the elbows are on the knees, you really want to allow the head to reach down to the ground. You can take a few sways from side to side if that feels good to open up. Again, continuing to open up the spaces of our spine, trying to hit it in all directions. Here, I'm going to have you go up onto your fingertips. So your fingertips are kind of tented up, and then you're going to lift your spine. I almost feel like you're straightening out your spine. So it's kind of like a halfway lift we've done in standing. So you're doing just a halfway, you're kind of bringing the trunk up. Yes, you're all doing it, even though I'm not explaining it. Very good. And then we'll exhale to fold over again. And then on your next inhale, we'll slowly bring that up. One vertebrae at a time, allowing the head to hang heavy. And then once you're all the way up, shoulder blades are back, we'll allow the head up. And then we'll inhale those arms up. And as we exhale, we'll bring the hands to our head. We're going to find an extension through our lower and upper back. So maybe scooching forward just a hair so you have some space to extend back onto the chair. Your hands are just there to support your head. We want to feel this more through your lower back and upper back. So using the chair to arch right back, the hands are supporting the head. Feel that extension through the spine. Again, so much of what we do all day rounds us forward. We're bending over, we're reading, we're at the computer, so we're reversing all the flexion of our spine, just nice and gently. And we'll inhale to rise up. Allow those hands down. We'll plant that right hand on the chair as we lift the left arm up. And then reach it over if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, straight up towards the ceiling is good too. Trying to find that stretch through the trunk there on your left side. And then we'll open that up. And we'll bring that left hand to the chair as the right arm goes up and over. Really pushing that hip into the chair so you can feel that stretch away from the hip and get that side body stretched out. Even into the front and then that core and the abs. And then we'll inhale, allow that arm down. We'll take our rotation to the right. So we'll bring the right arm back behind the chair. Left hand will come on the outside of your right knee. We'll just take a few breaths here. Maybe with each exhale, just seeing if there's a little more room and a little more motion. take the right arm, we're going to bring it down in front of our right knee. And then we'll open up that left arm up, kind of getting the opposite rotation here, but in a different way. That arm can stay there, or you can take a few flows where we flow the arm down to the hand and then back up towards the ceiling. And then next time the hand is down, or if your hand is up, we'll just bring that hand down to the ground, find a little forward fold here. Just a breath or two. And on the next inhale, slowly bringing ourselves back up to sitting. And we'll take this to the left. So we'll find our twist to the left hand behind the chair, as the right arm is outside of the left knee. Just a few breaths here. We're trying to get a little rotation, or maybe a little bit more with each breath. Taking it nice and easy though. One more breath. And on your next inhale, we'll bring ourselves forward. We'll find that left hand down in front, on the inside of the knee this time, as the right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Option to stay right here, or you can allow that arm to float down, and touching the other palm, and then reaching back up as far as you feel comfortable. We'll take a few flows, or we'll hold for a little if you prefer to hold. Maybe one more, and then we'll meet at our forward fold. And we'll take about 2 breaths in our forward fold. And before we lift up, we'll try that halfway lift again. So we'll tent those fingertips. We'll lift up. Your head will kind of come forward to the front of the room as you lift up through the trunk. And then we'll exhale to fold. And then we'll slowly bring ourselves up. All right, we'll bring the hands to the knees. Take a few rounds of cat-cow just to realign that spine. Let everything stretch back out. So inhale to come forward, chest forward, gaze up. And then on the exhale, you'll round the back, push the belly to the back of the chair. Chin will drop to the chest. Inhale up, and exhale to round. And finish this cycle, and then we'll meet in seated position. Bringing your shoulders down and back, maybe planting those feet on the ground, and you're lifting your head up towards the ceiling. And we're going to take about 10 rounds of our diaphragmatic breathing to engage our core. So if you want to get started, you know where we're going, you can. Otherwise, we're going to inhale, and you're going to feel your pelvic floor relax and your stomach muscles relax so that you can fill that whole canister with air. From the pelvic floor to the ribs, front to back, side to side. Filling up with a full inhale. And then on the exhale, feel that pelvic floor lift and engage. Your stomach muscles will engage by pulling that belly button back towards the back of your spine. And then those ribs, you'll feel them pull down and together. Hold to your full exhales. And then on the inhale, relax the pelvic floor, relax those muscles to fill up. And then again on the exhale, engage, tighten, lift. And inhale to fill. Few more rounds. You can check that you have the right muscle engaging on your exhale by feeling right at your hip bones, kind of going just above the hip and inward. You'll feel a tightening right there on that exhale. That's your transverse abdominis, so that's the muscle we want to engage. You should feel that relax on your inhale and then tighten on your exhale. Inhale, we'll fully relax, making sure that the pelvic floor releases, the core muscles all release. And then we'll make our way into a chair pose. So we'll do our chair pose, we'll do one chair pose today, up, and then we'll turn over, we'll do our downward dog once you're there, and then we'll do our warrior poses. We'll do our warrior 2 into our warrior 1, just like we did on Tuesday, and then we'll switch to the other side. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, I'm going to talk you through the whole thing, so no worries. If you want to know where we're going, that's where we're going. So let's get ready for chair pose. We'll plant those feet, come to the edge of your chair, get the weight in your heels, maybe just lift those toes, make sure that the weight is back into the heels and into kind of the middle of your foot. So just the toes lift. And then we can reach those hands forward. As we reach those, we'll just slightly lift up off the chair. So just a little bit up off the chair. You can meet us at the top if that feels better for today. We're going to give this about 2 more breaths. If those hands want to come in so there's not so much pressure through your back and through your core, you can bring them in. Last breath. Inhale to rise. Beautiful. And then if you'd like to turn yourself around and plant the hands on the chair, we'll take a few steps back away from the chair so that we're kind of reaching out for the chair with our hands. If you'd like to begin by just pedaling through your feet. So you're lifting one heel, then the other. And as you lift, you're slowly pushing yourself back with your hands so that your hips are going up and back. Feet are about the distance of the chair legs. And there can be a slight bend in the knee if that's comfortable. Then you can allow both heels to rest on the ground. That bend in your knee may stay there. Pushing the hips back to feel the stretch through the back of your thighs, into the hamstrings, into the calves. And your hands are pushing back, so you're probably feeling that in your arms, through your spine. Take one more breath here, and then we'll walk those feet to the chair. Once you're there, you can allow your head just to hang heavy for a full breath or 2, finding a little forward fold in this position. And then we'll inhale, and as you're taking in that air, you can slowly bring your head up, coming up to standing. And then we'll come back behind the chair when you're ready. All right. So we'll do our warrior 2 little sequence that we've been doing. We'll do it, I will stick with 2. We'll do 2, and then on the second time we'll go right into our warrior 1.
again, I'll talk you through it.
We'll put our right foot out towards the right. We'll walk that back foot back. Use the chair to set up if you need. Your back toes will point up towards me. And then we'll bend into that front knee. Hand on the chair for balance if you need it. Otherwise, we can add in one arm. You can add in two arms if you like. Gazing out over that front. Fingers. Feeling the shoulder blades pulling down and back. Fingertips in line with each other. And then the hand can come to the chair or down the back, and we'll inhale, we'll reverse. And then on our exhale, we'll bring that elbow to our knee, hand on the chair for balance, or we can reach that arm up to the ceiling. And then on the inhale, we're coming up to warrior two. Sinking into that front knee if you've got it, or shake it out a little if it needs a little break. And then we'll take this again. We'll inhale to reverse, hand to chair or back of the leg. And then exhale, elbow to knee. Option to reach up towards the ceiling with that left hand. And then inhale, up. We'll take a moment in warrior two. Shake those legs out if you need to. Shake the arms out if you need to. And then we'll come to the chair. We're going to turn that back leg. They're going to probably scoot that leg in just a little, and as you kind of walk that foot in, you'll place the feet, the toes more at a diagonal. And then we're going to rotate our hips forward towards kind of in direction with those front toes. The chair is there for balance. And then we'll sink into that front leg again, finding our warrior one legs. Add in the arms if you'd like. One arm, two arms, or hold right onto that chair for balance. The higher up you look, the more challenge of your balance you're going to feel. Shoulder blades are staying down and back. We're arching through our lower back. We're going to take our left hand. We're going to open up. A little rotation here. Trying to get the rotation more so through our trunk than through the hip as much. We don't want a lot of grinding through that hip. So keeping that more through the trunk. And then we're going to go up. Warrior one once again. And then we're going to open to the right side. Again, through the shoulder blades, through the upper back, through the spine, not through the hips. And then inhale. Back to warrior one. Exhale, maybe a little deeper into that bend if you have it. And then hands to chair. Walk those feet in. Beautiful. We're going to give those just a minute before we set up on the other side. And we'll take it that direction. Same thing, but on the other side. All right, so we'll take our left feet this time. We'll step it to the left. We'll walk the back foot a little bit wider than the chair. Keeping the hips facing the back of the chair. This time, shoulders to the chair as we bend in to that front knee as far as you feel comfortable, as little or as much as you'd like. And then add the arms or hold onto the chair for balance. Wherever you feel you are today is fine. We're going to pause here and just find the strength in this pose, this warrior two pose. And then on your inhale, we'll reverse hand to chair or reaching kind of down the thigh as that arm comes up. And then on the exhale, bend the elbow, comes to the front knee, hand to chair or reaching that back arm up towards the ceiling. And then we'll inhale, we'll find our warrior two. Just a breath here. And then on the inhale, we'll go right into our reverse. And on your exhale, right into our side angle. And then inhale to the warrior two again. We'll pause here for a moment. If you need to shake that leg out, shake the arms out. Take a moment here, and then we'll take one more nice breath in, warrior two. And then hands of the chair. We'll walk that back foot in just a little as we kind of heel toe it in. We'll point the toes at the diagonal and kind of shift ourselves over so that our hips are now facing the same direction as those front toes. Our shoulders are all in line. And then we'll bend into that front leg. Find your warrior one here. So one arm, two arms, no arms. Whatever feels good for you today. If you gaze up higher up the wall, you're challenging your balance more. You decide where you're at today. We're going to take our right arm and we're going to open, feeling the twist through the shoulder blades, through the spine as we open towards the chair. And then we'll bring that arm back up. Either it goes to the chair to hold on, or we reach the hands up towards the sky, sinking to our front knee. And then on your inhale, opening the left arm now away from the chair. Little twist there. And then hands back up to the warrior one. Taking a full breath here. Maybe there's a little deeper in that front knee if you've got it, if you feel the strength there. Hands to the chair, walk those feet in, and we'll give them a nice little break before we do our balance portion. I'm really being mean this session, Nancy, you missed it. All right. Let's just take a few heel raises just to get those ankles nice and warmed up. We'll just take a few going up and down. Hold on to the chair if you need, or hands can kind of hover over wherever they'd like to be. And then we're going to do that same kind of eagle pose, taking a little step at a time. You can kind of stop wherever you feel like you're challenging your balance enough. And then you can kind of play around with the arms of where you want your hands to be. So if we start, allow those heels down, and we'll start on the right leg. And we'll just kind of lift up that heel on that side, shifting all the weight onto your right leg. And again, just making sure that we're up out of that hip, lift it up. And then if you'd like, we'll add a raise of that leg, that knee coming up towards the hip, out in front. And then you can stay there if that's enough. Otherwise, we're going to take that leg and we're going to bring it against the thigh of the right leg. Maybe we stay right there. Or we can sit into that right leg. And as you sink down, seeing if you can get those legs thigh to thigh a little bit closer, a little bit of squeezing there. If you use that leg to push into the other, to your right leg, it almost gives you a little bit more balance there. You kind of squeeze them together to hold where you are. One more breath here. And then we're going to unfold slowly and controlled. So we'll straighten the right leg. And then we'll bring that leg up and over. And then if you got it, we're going to slowly lower with control. And then shake it out. All right. We'll take this to the left side now. Standing on the left leg. We'll begin just by going up onto the toes of the right. Feel the weight shift onto the left leg, but up out of that hip, head reaching up towards the ceiling, shoulders down the back. Then we'll lift that right, thank you, right leg up. We'll get our balance here. Again, if this is enough of a challenge for you, stay right here. Otherwise, we'll take that thigh and we'll bring it over the other. We're just kind of touching them together. And if you're there, just see if that can kind of squeeze. You kind of have a force between them pulling together. And then we'll bend into the left leg if you'd like to add that extra piece of balance and strength. And then maybe you play around with where the hands want to be today. And then one more breath, and then we're going to unfold nice and slowly with control. We'll start by straightening the left leg, and then we'll bring that leg back up, kind of in line with the hip, and then we'll slowly lower that down. All right, very good. Shake those legs right out. We made it through the hard part. Go back to our chair. All right. We will go into our stretching. So we're going to start to slow things down. Use the warmth we've created from those last 10 minutes or so. We'll take our right leg out for a hamstring stretch. Our right heel to the ground as the toes point up. And then you can fold over, finding that stretch in your hamstring. If your breath is a little quicker right now, you can inhale through your nose and then gently breathe out through your mouth to try to slow your breath down and bring yourself back down. A nice, calm, rested. So take your time to find a nice stretch here, one that you can hold for the next few breaths. Shift around until it's just right, and then settle in. You can stay right in this hamstring stretch, or if you'd like to add in where we move the toes from side to side, kind of rocking on that heel, feeling that rotation through that hip, and then going through the full range of that ball and socket joint. If there's anywhere that's feeling a little tight, giving you a little trouble, you can then keep the toes in that spot and then lean into the hamstring stretch. You bring the toes out to the side, away from the other leg, and you lean into that. That will stretch in the same direction as this guy. So if you're having trouble with this one, if this one's feeling really tight, that figure 4, just point those toes out to the side, lean into it, and you're going to hit that posterior capsule. Inhale, we'll slowly bring yourselves up. Bring that knee, foot in, and we're going to bring it right to the back for our hip flexor quad stretch. So we'll kind of bring that right side off the chair, holding on with the other hand as we reach that foot back. You can be up on your toes or flatten those toes out. Give a little lean back until you feel that stretch through the front of the thigh or into the hip, into the front of the hip, front of the thigh, or even down towards the knee more is fine. We're hitting that whole muscle that goes along through there, as well as that hip flexor, so feel it anywhere. If you like when we add that arm in, you can do that. Reaching it up and over, that will hit a little bit more into where that hip flexor attaches. Kind of stay upright, you're going to hit a little bit more into your quad. So whichever is feeling better for you today, or play around with it and see where it wants to be. And take one more breath here, and then we'll allow that arm down, and then we'll bring that leg out. We'll scooch back onto the middle of the chair. Take a few butterflies in and out. And then we'll stay right on that right leg and we'll circle it around. You can stay here or we'll bring it up a little bit higher using those hands to kind of pull in wherever it feels like it wants to go. Maybe a few ankle circles here in this position. And then we can bring that ankle over the thigh. We'll find that figure 4 stretch. Either we recline back and allow that knee to fall open. We can straighten the bottom leg and hold onto the ankle and allow the leg to fall open. Or just fold over if you've got the range there. And then again, just play with it, find what works best. Take your time to find the right stretch for you for today. And then we're going to give it several breaths. Breath on this side. And then we'll inhale to sit up. Maybe using those hands to bring that leg down. Take a few windshield wipers side to side. And then we'll walk those feet, taking a nice wide legs. And then we'll push from one side to the other. A little kind of bend forward as you push. And then push away with the opposite hand to open up those hips. And maybe you're just noticing that right side compared to the left after we've stretched that side all out. Just an observation, just noticing, getting in touch with how the body is feeling and how it feels after what we've done. Back in, and we'll take this all over to the left side now, finding our hamstring stretch on the left side. Place that left heel down, the toes will point up towards the sky as we bend forward, maybe reaching for the toes, reaching for the ankle, or just allowing your chest to fold down towards your thigh, towards your toes, wherever it feels and gives you the best stretch in that hamstring, the back of your thigh. You can keep that hamstring stretch just as it is, or you could allow the toes in and out, feeling that rotation all the way up to the hip joint. That hip joint really leading the motion, gliding all the way around. And then again here, if there's a spot that's feeling a little tighter, or if you want to work the hip stretching, you can point the toes out to the side or wherever you're feeling that little bit of tightness, and then maybe fold back over. We'll give this just 2 more breaths here. inhale, we'll bring that leg up. Maybe a little jiggle through the leg as we scooch over to the left side, allowing the left side off the chair, and then bringing that leg back behind, either up on your toes or turn those toes over and be on the tops of your toes. A little arch back. Hold the chair as you need. Settle into the stretch. If you'd like to add that arm in to bring that up higher into the hip flexor, if that's feeling good today. Otherwise, you can bring the arm down and just feel it maybe a little bit more to the quadricep. Whatever works. Always play around. Test them out. See what you like. Take one more breath on this side. And then we'll lower that arm down. Upright with your back and then pull that leg out. Do a little butterflies in and out. Then you can stay there or you can take some circles, just working around through the hip. Or if you like, you can bring that knee up all the way in towards the elbow, towards the chest, wherever that knee kind of wants to go in your body. Maybe some ankle circles here. And then we'll set this side up for our figure 4 stretch, bringing the ankle over the thigh, and then settling in wherever that wants to be today. Folding over, allowing the knee to open. And then we'll give this a few breaths here. We'll take one more breath on this side. And then you can use those hands to unfold the leg. Maybe taking some circles on the way down. Maybe a few butterflies. We'll walk those feet open one more time. And then again, just for comparison, we'll turn from side to side, noticing now how that left side feels. Just taking notes, mental notes, no judgment, just observation. You can stay with that, or if you'd like to do one more wide-legged forward fold, you can bring yourself down, walking those feet out, feeling a nice stretch. Hitting that more into the inner thigh now. And I'll give this just a breath or two, or you can continue to rotate from side to side if that's feeling a little bit better in your body right now. And then we'll inhale to rise up. We'll come into our last few minutes of meditation. So if there's any other motions or movements you need to get any wiggles or wobbles out, if you want shoes on, drink of water, coat on, sweater on, whatever will make you your most comfortable. Take away any of those distractions of things that are not feeling good. Those physical distractions, and then we work on getting rid of the mental distractions over the next few minutes. So if you're start to find the position you'd like to be in for the meditation. You can allow your feet to plant on the ground. Maybe the knees kind of open up. Allow your back to rest in the back of the chair. And then you can allow your eyes to close. And you can start to tap into your breath once again, using that breath to draw you back inward. Bring your attention and bring your focus back to your body. Giving your mind something to concentrate on as it wants to wander and ponder, consider. Feel that inhale in through your nose. And this time just observing it in and see where it goes. And then with the exhale, again, just watching it back out. And maybe just taking a scan through your body, just to notice if there's any residual tightness, anything holding on. You can start at your feet and your toes. And just feel the relaxation through your toes and feet. And then work up through the ankles and the calves, to the knees, feeling a release and a relaxation. Through the thighs and the hips. Allow them to relax and sink into the chair. And then moving up to your back, feeling the chair supporting you so that your back muscles can relax and sink in. Up to the shoulder blades, the shoulder, the neck. Feeling the tension release. Knowing that that chair and that earth underneath of you is holding you, it has you, it's supporting you. And then working down through your arms, your biceps, your elbows. Feeling the forearms and the fingers. Feeling that relaxation and the release. And through your belly, your chest. And then working up to your mouth, your face, your forehead. Feeling the release and the relaxation. Allow your jaw to relax, your tongue to hang heavy, and your eyes to be gently closed. And as you feel this physical relaxation through your body, you can allow your mind to be in stillness, to be with your breath. Giving you the next few minutes, and I'll let you know when we're done. Begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes as you gently bring yourself out of the meditation and back to the room. Coming back to the space around you. Maybe allowing the arms to fall down at your sides. With your eyes open or closed, we'll take one more inhale in together as our arms come up. And then our palms will come to our chest as we allow our head to bow. Taking a moment here to notice, to observe our bodies, our minds. Is there a sense of calm, a sense of peace? Is there relaxation that you can take with you and keep it for the whole weekend? Share it with whoever you meet.